Badgers made their first trip to the Big House since 2020. We'll check out some of the highlights from Saturday's game in Ann Arbor. We'll visit with redshirt freshman cornerback and very loyal Philadelphia Eagles fan, Omillio Agard. Brian Posick will check in with the hockey coaches, Mike Hastings and Mark Johnson, and we'll have our weekly sit-down with head coach Luke Fickell, all coming up on this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report. Jackson Aker is the fullback, double wide to the left of the Michigan 26-yard line. Simmons, quick shot left side. That's caught by Anthony. 25, breaks the tackle, 20, 15, 10, and pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line is Vinny Anthony. TJ Metcalf, one of the safeties over there. First down, goal to go, Wisconsin. You got Aker and Jones and an eye to the right of Hunter Simmons. Simmons gets the snap. He'll hand it to Jones up the middle. Jones to the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Dylan Jones from 5 yards away as the Badgers are first on the board in the Big House. Marshall remains a running back. Underwood back to throw. Pressure coming, and they will get to Underwood behind the line of scrimmage. JVR Suggs gets to the quarterback.
One thing I did learn is that we fight. Like we took some blows, but we gave some blows back. I think last week we kind of felt we didn't really have that competitive drive as I thought. I think this week we showed that we're tough and we got to keep going.
We're simply not good enough to be satisfied right now. You know, I think every game is something we're gonna have to build off of. You know, it's like obviously if you can replicate that first drive, you know, you'll have a lot more success. So. You know, I think seeing success early, you know, gave the team a lot of hope, and, you know, I thought we put some pressure on them, and, you know, I thought it was a good game. I think, you know, it got out of hand a little bit in the end. You know, we didn't pick up our slack, offensively at least. So, you know, keep giving the defense, you know, the hope and the complimentary football we needed.
After getting your ass kicked like we just did, being able to come back out and get ready for Iowa is what it is, more than anything. So you can't control outcomes like you want to, so after games like that where, you know, you feel like you're this close, this far away from maybe it being on the other side, we got to find a way to come back out and continue to practice how we've been practicing and get better.
Set the standard. Set the standard. Let's go.
Ricardo Holman from one end of the yard to the other. Touchdown, Wisconsin, as the Badgers are back in the fight. In stride, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Wisconsin. And a clean path to the quarterback, Christian Allegro. He's gone, 10, 5, touchdown, Wisconsin.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
This is a cup of coffee. It's to go. Because here, you're on the move. Our team coordinates all your appointments, so you see all the experts you need quicker. Because when you're facing a complex condition, it feels like time is being taken from you. So, we found a way to give it back. Welcome to East Park Medical Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. Unwelcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Well, with the league being 18 teams now, I guess it stands to reason that the variety of offenses, which is always different college from the NFL, there could very well be more variety of styles that the Badgers and other teams will face throughout the course of the season. With that, we bring in head coach Luke Fickell. So I've started with an assumption, which is always dangerous, I guess, but is it different? I mean, you face teams this season that have not been great running teams, but they could throw it. You know, a Michigan team is a really good running team and can throw it. Is there more on the plate for defensive teams now these days?
There is. I think that's been that way, probably the last 8-10 years. Now adding more teams to the league gives even a greater variety. But I actually think that there's a little bit more of some consistency coming back to the league in a way that, like, how it might look to the normal, whether it's a spread team, a pro style team. I think you are at least seeing everybody have some version of being under center, which is not something I would have said 4 years ago. And so that's added, no matter what kind of system you are playing against, it's still added some pro style to everything that everybody's doing.
We hear the term dual threat quarterbacks a lot. When I first started watching college football, we're going back to the 70s. I'm old. Usually a dual threat meant you're probably a really good runner, maybe not a great thrower, maybe you don't throw it a ton. But now dual threat is truly dual threat, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there's any more of that where it's, hey, well, it's a really good runner and he can also throw the football. I mean, that over the last 4 years, I think, has really changed. And the dual threat guys of what you're seeing, I think, for the most part, in most offenses, are still a throw-first guy. And they are very talented in their ability to throw the football. And then the difference becomes just in what is their ability to run and how willing are they to run, and the team willing to run them. And so it's been a challenge. It will continue to be a challenge, but you're also seeing it going to the next level as well.
As you build defenses these days, how different, if at all, is it? Back in the day, you'd always say you got to be really good inside out. You better be really good up the middle, kind of a baseball term. Is it still that, or has that changed?
No, I don't think you can ever not be solid in the middle. But if you can't play on the edges, I think that there's a lot of things that become exposed. And, it's like anything, though. The better these offenses become, the more balanced you have to become defensively. And it's just not one of those things where you can say, hey, we got one great edge rusher or we got one great – like, if you don't have balance, these offenses have become so dynamic in what they're doing and their ability to adjust and adapt that they can kind of limit you on if you've just got one side that's really good or one area that's really good. So I think that's probably even one of those things that the offense is taking some of the pro-style stuff into the college the last 2 or 3 years is where you're seeing a lot more of those things, is able to expose maybe areas where you're not quite as solid.
Talking about defenses, but really this applies to all areas, the role of a general manager now, which we think a lot of the NFL, Major League Baseball, so on and so forth, very prevalent in the college world now. You have Marcus Sedberry in that role. In a nutshell, how would you describe that in the back and forth that you guys have in trying to build and retain a roster?
Yeah, maybe even 2 years ago I would have thought that, what is the general manager? Can you just, kind of move somebody up from within and kind of, wholesale do it as a group? And where we are in college football today, there's no chance. I mean, there is more on the general manager's plate. I don't know the NFL, but there's more on the general manager's plate right now, I would guess, in college football than there ever is in pro football. I know that there's a draft and there's some free agency in the NFL, but just the nature of, looking forward, staying ahead, understanding what the landscape is or what it isn't, that position is one where, boy, there's a lot of different things with the limited structure of what really their job is.
It's interesting you say that, because I think even the pro guys would tell you I don't know if there's a dead period, but there's times where GMs can breathe a little bit. I don't know if Marcus or any GM has that, because there really probably is no true off season for those guys.
Yeah, it's just that there's just such a volume of things that you have to be aware of, and what you're going to have to be able to do when those times come. And so I think that's the thing that's unique about maybe being a general manager in college, different than the NFL, is there's just a lot more, because there's a lot more unknowns. Nobody that's truly, probably under contract or locked in or whatever that is. And so, if you've got 105 guys on your team, there's a lot of pieces that on a consistent basis that have to be figured for what it looks like for the following year. And that's hard to do as coaches when you're in the midst of a season, but it's something that never stops.
Yeah, the challenges for Wisconsin and for every program in America in today's college landscape. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. Equipment that powers through mud, dust, and extreme weather. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers.
Wisconsin Badgers have had a lot of really good cornerbacks, and I think that line is going to continue as we've seen some pretty promising moments early in the season from our guest, Omillio Agard, redshirt freshman out of Philadelphia as we speak. Not far removed from that first college interception. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Take us through the play.
Going through film study before the week, it was a play that they ran that a lot of people run as what we call universal. Thought it was like a spot 7 or spacing. It ended up being a spacing route. Saw the running back come to the flat. Read the quarterback's eyes. I was like, no way he's throwing this. He threw it. I was just like, hey, I'm going to just break on the ball. I broke on it as fast as I could, put my hands out, closed my eyes. I rolled over, the ball's in my hands. I was like, hey, I got it. Thank the Lord. But
beautiful thing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, even in the first game, you had a pass breakup where you collision a guy, and so obviously, your career is just getting started here.
Yes, sir.
But even as a cornerback, you're good with contact if that's what it takes, right?
Of course. Our coach Haynes always says, explosive play isn't involved if the corners not involved. So we have to tackle, we have to cover, and we have to catch interceptions and make takeaways. So I got to do it all, especially in this defense.
It was really hard not to notice you. It would have been impossible. We would not have been paying attention if we didn't notice you in training camp. You were making plays, and going back even to your true freshman year. When did it start to really say, like, yeah, I can? You probably always had confidence in yourself,
yes,
but thinking, okay, no, this year I'm in the mix and I can do something now.
I'll say this past winter, when seeing a lot of people transfer and seeing the people that were coming in that Coach Fickell bringing in, and I was like, hey, I think this year we have a chance. I know the schedule we play, but we're going to have the talent. And as I gained my weight this offseason with Coach Brady and their whole staff, and as I got faster and got stronger, I was like, hey, maybe this would be the year for me to finally make a change in the defense and finally be able to make some plays out on the field. And I just prayed about it. Last year was kind of hard not playing, especially coming from the school I come from. It was kind of humbling. And I just had to stay focused, keep my head straight, and always know that it's light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel like this offseason, I proved to myself and to the coaches, like, hey, he's going to be a factor this year. And camp eventually had probably like 5-6 picks, thank the Lord. And now I'm able to make plays on the big screen. So just the work I put in the offseason.
You mentioned some words there that caught my attention. Talent in the school you came from. You've been a Philadelphia guy here. Check this out. Some of his teammates in your freshman year, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Kyle McCord.
Yep.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yes, sir.
State champs and probably never a doubt, right?
Never. I knew on the other side of the ball, without even Marv and Kyle, Samir Hagans, he's at Duke right now. He's a fifth year. Malik Cooper, he was at Temple before. He's at Wagner now. But that whole offense, and then our defense was stacked. Keenan Nelson Jr., who's at Ohio State now, we had him. Who else? Josiah Trotter, the younger brother who's at Missouri now, starter. So it's just a bunch of guys, man, and I never had a doubt. I end up going to 4 state championships, losing 1, so I have 3. But yeah, I never had a doubt with my team.
So in practice, your freshman year, but you were starting. But in practices, were you checking Marvin Harrison?
Yes. Sad to say that I never got a good rep on Marv. I probably covered him, but he's catching the ball. And if I didn't cover him well, he's blow by me and is catching the ball. But taught me a lot of lessons, especially with Kyle McCord throwing the ball. Every ball is going to be perfect. So I had to be in the right spots at the right times. And that just helped me build my confidence because I know, like, if I could go against one of the best receivers in the country, then I could go against anybody. And I feel like that prepared me to where I am now, just having the confidence like, hey, I don't care who lines up in front of me. And I can take the challenge.
I wonder if anybody had a good rep at the high school level, any opponent against Marvin. It was hard enough for college and obviously now in the NFL. But probably a pretty short list, would you say?
Probably one. I'll probably say Elias Ricks, who was at LSU in Alabama, and now he's on the Eagles now. So
one of the things that's really exciting about watching this team right now, Omillio, is we talk a lot. We visit with Emerson Mandel, redshirt freshman. There are a lot of veterans here, some via the portal. But there's a lot of young guys too. You, Kairos Gaines, and we could go on and on. You guys talk about that much, like the ability to grow together and really do some pretty fun things here.
Not right now. We're more focused on this year, but definitely when we were coming in as true freshmen and the coaches were recruiting us in the recruiting process, they told us like, hey, we're recruiting you guys for a reason. Like, I think I was Fick's first true class. He came in 2023 with that class, but he only got like 2 months to actually recruit them. So my class was the really first class he had and the second, like, all time. And then Cairo's class was the second class he had, really. So, I mean, he poured a lot into that group. So we know what he expects from us in the next year or so. But right now we're focused on this year, but it's going to be special. Do
the older guys, if it's Ricardo Hallman, and I know Nazir, that hope for the best for him here.
Yes,
but those veteran guys who have been around a little bit, you pick their brains whenever you can.
All the time. Me, Rico, and I always are on the phone. I'll probably say, like, I call them separately because, they're grown, they got stuff to do. But, yeah, I built the relationship with them, especially this offseason with me actually being in a rotation and being able to play. And not knowing what Nye's situation is, he just poured so much into me. I appreciate him so much. Like, without him and Rico, I wouldn't be here. Like, even after my interception, those guys, I just hugged them on the sideline. I wanted to cry so bad because I was just like, I don't know how much y'all helped me because this wasn't just me. This was Coach Haynes. This is a product of Coach Fick. This is a product of Nazir. This is a product of Rico. Like, I can't explain it. It's just every little thing they helped me with, even outside of football. Like, those are my big brothers, and I really appreciate them. But I wouldn't say I could do this without them.
One of the things that non-athletes like me, we marvel with anybody playing this game, but a corner, you have to be a little different, right? They always talk about the short memory, being out on the island.
Yep.
But everyone I've talked to, especially the real good ones, they live for that. And it sounds like it's the same with you.
Yeah, I pride myself on that. Ever since the first day, my dad put me at corner. I didn't want it. I was a receiver at first or a running back, but I knew that I was going to be too small to play those positions. And then when I learned about the corner position, I was like, hey, you have to go get the ball. It doesn't get thrown to you. You have to go take somebody else's food off their plate. I was like, that's me. I just come from a city where it's a man-eat-man world, and Philadelphia isn't for the weak. So I just always prided myself on, hey, he's going to either take my lunch or I'm going to take his lunch. And that's always been my mindset, especially out there. You have to, because if not, it's going to eat you alive. Because somebody catch a pass on you and you're in your feelings, it's going to happen. They're on scholarship too. So,
final question. I know we're in Packers country, but I know where you're from. So, are the Eagles? You like them to repeat? And the Phillies,
like
they're pretty good too. But the Philadelphia Eagles, fly, all that.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to. Come on, man. You know they're going to repeat. You're good. You know they're going to repeat. Let's do it.
Omillio Agard, fun guy to watch. Already making some things happen early on in his redshirt freshman season. We'll take a break. Be back right after this.
This is a cup of coffee. It's to go. Because here, you're on the move. Our team coordinates all your appointments, so you see all the experts you need quicker. Because when you're facing a complex condition, it feels like time is being taken from you. So, we found a way to give it back. Welcome to East Park Medical Center. UW Health. remarkable.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
Well, the Wisconsin men's hockey season starts this weekend at Lindenwood, Friday and Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Head coach Mike Hastings kind enough to join us. And Mike, before we talk about this year, one quick comment about last year, a rough year for everybody involved, coaches, players, fans, broadcasters, too. You know, you played so many tight games, but I know you're excited about the group that you have back, led by a lot of leaders, 10 upperclassmen you have on your roster this year.
Yeah, last year in the rearview mirror, and it wasn't good enough. And we had to look in the mirror really once that season was done and try to take steps to assure ourselves that we're not going to visit that type of year. And you've already, as you talk in the example of the guys that have come back, we've had some guys that have had tremendous summers. Simon Tassi, I think of Ben Dexheimer, Joe Plotachuk. You know, once you go through a season like that, sometimes you have to do some soul searching, and I did as a head coach, our staff did, and so did our returners. And that combined with our group of 8 freshmen and 2 transfers and the summer that they had has got us all excited about what's going to happen early in this season.
So the Wisconsin women's hockey team, coming off its 8th national championship, lost a few key players from a year ago, including Patty Kazmaier Award winner Casey O'Brien, but the Badgers returned WCHA preseason player of the year Caroline Harvey, a 30-goal scorer, and Layla Edwards, the nation's leading goal scorer, All-American Kirsten Sims, plus Lacey Eden and goaltender Ava McNaughton. You have a lot of firepower back, Mark Johnson. I'm sure you're happy about that when you hit the practice ice every day.
Yeah, it's exciting. As you mentioned, we got a lot of pieces coming back from last year's championship team. They've worked hard. The hiccup this year is going to be we have this Olympic Games coming up in Milano in February, and so some of the kids you mentioned are going to be part of that. So our biggest thing that we have to be concerned with this year is what's going on in our locker room and off the ice, more so than what's going on the ice. Obviously, if we're healthy, we got a bunch of good players, but off the ice with people coming and going is going to be a challenge. And how do you keep that team chemistry when kids are gone for a while, now they come back into the fold? And at the same time, you're excited for those kids because now they're getting an opportunity. I mean, Carolyn's played in a couple of Olympics already, but for a couple of them, it's going to be their first one. So you're excited for them, but, you know, back, you know, taking care of our ship here, there'll be some challenges, but we look forward to it.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Hirsch handles in the middle back, feeling sets. Aguayo splits the block out. Warren pops it up. Anaya Warren for the back row. And then Mimi Collier gets the set. And Collier crushes one from the middle back. 21-15. The Badgers are rolling in the first. They've got to look to the right side field. Del Priore sends back to the semi. There's a shot. There's a goal.
What an incredible semicircle shoot!
The Badgers return home for the next 2 weeks. First up, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Heartland Trophy on the line, a 6 o'clock kick Central Time this Saturday at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Every farmer wants to up their uptime, so we purposefully designed our tractors and implements to keep you in the field. Tailored for your operation, Case IH tractors are intuitive to use, easy to maintain, packed with the latest tech, and backed by dealer support you can trust. Because Case IH equipment isn't just built to work, it's built to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
This is a cup of coffee. It's to go. Because here, you're on the move. Our team coordinates all your appointments, so you see all the experts you need quicker. Because when you're facing a complex condition, it feels like time is being taken from you. So, we found a way to give it back. Welcome to East Park Medical Center. UW Health. Remarkable